everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you guys? As you can tell from today's title and today's books that I've got all around me is we are talking all things book. Now, as you know, I'm a bookworm. I absolutely love books. On today's video, I am going to be sharing with you 6 books that have changed my life. I am so excited. I've been wanting to do this video for quite some time and I am super excited. I have finally got a chance to sit down and do it and share these amazing books with you. So without further ado, let me share the 6 books that changed my life. Right. As you can see, I've got 3 books here and I've got a phone here because some of the books I listen to on Audible. So that's why I'm gonna first share with you the books that I listened on Audible, and then I'll share with you the books that I do have in a hard copy. Please bear in mind these books are not in particular order. I just chucked the list together and this is what the list came out to be. So number 1 on my list, this is a book that I listened to and it is called The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John C. Maxwell. I don't know if you guys have heard of this book, if you have even heard of this author, but this book is an amazing book. It's one of those books, if you keep on hearing the word personal growth, personal development, and you have no idea what it means, get this book. This book thoroughly explains what personal growth is to a T, that you leave feeling like, okay, you understand, and you leave feeling like you've got some tips and tricks of how to actually start your personal growth journey. John C. Maxwell in this book talks a lot about keeping a journal, a lot about being intentional about your growth. What areas do you want to grow in? Do you want to grow in being a good friend, being a good sister, being a good to the environment? Whatever area it is that you want to grow in, he says you must be intentional about it. As the book is called 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, there is exactly 15 invaluable laws of growth there. I don't want to go into them too much here because I don't want to spoil the book for you guys, but all I can say, this book literally changed my life. I learned so much about personal growth and I was just blown away. I was just like, wow, where has this book been all my life? This book talks a lot about habits, about keeping habits and why it's important to keep them and what you can achieve through keeping habits. I do have a video on this channel that I posted just before this video talking about habits that changed my life and how I started to keep them and what they have actually achieved for me. Now, this book, I cannot recommend it enough. It's one of my faves. It's one of those books that I do go back to when I feel like I need some inspiration. It's an amazing book. Book number 2 on my list is Start Me by David Goggins. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with David Goggins or not. I certainly was not familiar with him. Now, I must mention that I think this book is more of a guy's book, because I do believe there are certain books that are more of a guy's books and certain books that are more of a girl's book. I do think this book is a guy's book, but I absolutely enjoyed it. I absolutely loved it. Now, I listened to it at the beginning of 2019, just when I was getting into my habit of running, and it was so hard and I was like, why am I doing this to myself? Now, bear in mind, I live in London, so it was a freezing outside and I was just like, whoo, should I be doing this? But let me tell you, running and listening to this book, I was like, girl, you better keep on going because you have been through nothing. The way this man talks about the things he's been through and how he got to where he is absolutely, honestly amazing. He talks about disciplining your mind and conquering our mind. As human beings, we don't force ourselves to use our minds 100%. All of us are literally scared to go to that 100%, and it talks about how life would be if we all just pushed ourselves a little bit harder and got to the 100%. Now, he is a Navy SEAL. He's done tons of things. I can't even do justice talking about this book. I don't want to talk about it too much because I don't want to give it away, but it's honestly, and now I listen to it on Audible, and the Audible version does have, is sort of set in some sort of like a podcast sort of thing, which was very new to me. It is a different way of listening to a book, which was very weird, but I did get into it and I absolutely love this book. It really, really massively changed my life. I think without this book, I wouldn't have got into running and loved it as much as I am in it now, and as much as I love it now. I wouldn't have been able to push my body to that extent, but because I was listening to it and he was pushing his body to a level that I don't think I'll ever be able to push myself to, I just kept on going and I just kept on pushing myself, and it honestly changed my life for the better. Book number 3 is Girl Wash Your Face by my girl Rachel Hollis. Now, if you guys know Rachel Hollis or you don't know who she is, she's an amazing motivator to women, and she wrote this incredible book called Girl Wash Your Face. Now, I knew of Rachel Hollis before she wrote this book, because this book is the book that actually got her known mostly. I used to follow her on Facebook, on Instagram before she wrote the book. I should actually have this book in physical form, because I did read this book. I did not listen to it. What I did was I went to my local library and I ordered it in, because I knew that everybody would absolutely love to read it and it's in demand. Like, there's no way you can go to the library and you can get it. I tried to go there and to get it so I can have it to show you guys, but they were like, sorry, it's out and there is 2 other people in front of you who have reserved it. So it's really hard to get my hands on the book that I actually ordered into the library. But I am so happy that people are reading it and they know about it. Now, this book talks a lot about the lies that we create in our heads and we tell ourselves, and we start believing those lies. And 9 out of 10 times, those lies do stop us from achieving our goals. And she says, listen, stop lying to yourself, stop listening to these lies, and get up and do something about your life. Whether it's a goal that you want to achieve, whatever it is, get up and stop telling yourself these lies. It's like a big sister, literally a big sister sitting there telling you about life and telling you to get up and go reach for the stars. I think this book she is a Christian, so she does refer a lot to Christianity, and I think it's a book that if you're not a person who is into religion, you're not religious at all, you might not enjoy it. But although having said that, I'm a practiced Muslim and I found the book really, really lovely and I enjoyed it. I read the book purely for the message that it was given, and I have read certain reviews where people are like, oh, the book is too religious. And I think that blindfolds people. Get past the religion bit and just read the book. And I really do think you enjoy it. The book really did change my life. I actually, after reading it, I forced my friends, my sisters, and everyone to read it. I was like, guys, you need to read the book. The book is amazing. And honestly, it's amazing. Every person that I have recommended it to read has thoroughly enjoyed it. Book number 4 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This book I do have in a physical form. This book right here, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is a book that I think should actually be recommended in school. It should be told to young people at the age, maybe at the age of 16. You should read this book when you're 16, when you're 18, when you're like 25, and when you're like 30. Refer to this book. This book is a must read. It's not an easy book to get into, and I've read the book and I absolutely love this book. I cannot recommend this book enough. This book, if you're somebody who wants to learn about money, you want to learn about the mindset of money, is a must read. The concept of the book is this. The author Robert Kiyosaki talks about having 2 dads. He has a poor dad and he has a rich dad. And it talks about the 2 minds of his 2 dads, how different the 2 minds are. The rich dad thinks completely different from the rich dad. The rich dad believes in having money work for you and not working for money. Now, the poor dad, on the other hand, believes work for money and work for money, which is, to be quite honest, is a lot of us in this world. We all believe in like working for money instead of money working for us. When I read this book was like, psh, it opened up my mind about money and how not to get hung up on it so much, and how to actually just focus on doing things that you love and being smart about it and letting money work for you instead of working for money. I cannot recommend this book enough. Read it, whatever age you are, just read it. Pick out some things. You might read it for the first time and you might not find it helpful, and then you might come back to it again and you might find it helpful then. But honestly, it's a book that is a must. Honestly, awesome. Book number 5, The Happiness Code. This tiny little book that is just honestly incredible, amazing, love it, easy to read, and it's just a feel-good book. I haven't seen a lot of people talk about this book. I don't think a lot of people know a lot about it, but I absolutely love this book. I do go back to it again and again. So it's called The Happiness Code, 10 Keys to Being the Best You Can Be. It says, have you ever wondered why some people seem really genuinely happy and yet others experience a near consistent state of stress, frustration, or disappointment? Why does happiness come so easy to some people? And how can you make it sure it comes easily to you? It says here, happiness begins with a choice. So many people are waiting to feel happy. They think they will be happy when they have done this or achieved that. But the truth is, enduring happiness is not a result of things you have done, but the person you have chosen to be. Love this. I cannot recommend this book enough. It's a very easy book to read, very tiny. Happiness begins with a choice. Start living your best life today. Absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Lastly but not leastly, one of my favorite books. I mean, they're all my favorite books. We have established by now, by the way I'm talking in this video, but one of my all-time favorite book. Here we go. This book is called What I Know For Sure by my mother, my aunt, and my big sister, Oprah Winfield. This book is just incredible. Honestly, if you are a fan of Oprah and you have been watching her, following her for years, and you know about her life, whatever it is, this is a book that you should definitely pick up. Pick it up. I'm just gonna read you the back. I know for sure your journey begins with a choice to get up, step up, and live fully. Oprah Winfield. Where do I start with this book? Honestly, it's just a little Oprah in a pocket or in a book. She shares all of her wisdom, how she got started being a TV host in journalism, her life as a teenager, her struggles, her dark times that she went through, the pregnancy that she lost. Everything in here is honestly in there, and she talks about living your authentic life, living for you, being happy, using your background to force you into being the person that you could, into being the greatest person that you could possibly be. Honestly, one of those books that I do go back to again and again. Now, actually, I first listened to this book in an Audible version, and then I bought the book, obviously, because I wanted to have it on my bookshelf, and I just love looking at it, and I love picking it up and just reading a page or two and just remembering what it is that she said about that subject. She really does share all of like her knowledge in here. It's absolutely beautiful. I absolutely love this book. I would definitely recommend it. Come to the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed all of the books that I've shared with you today, and I do hope that you do go and get at least one of them and read one of them or listen to one of them. Make a decision to change something about your life. We are approaching 2020, guys. We don't want to enter the new year being the same person as we were in 2019. We want to enter the new year having bettered ourselves, having grown, having changed at least something about ourselves for the better. I hope to see you guys back here on my channel again, where I'll be sharing more content about books, as I absolutely love them. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like my video, comment down below, let me know what was your favorite book that changed your life. I would honestly love to know. And please do subscribe, because it really does massively help me out. I want to grow this channel and I'm working super hard behind closed doors. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.